My job is to keep you alive until you die. Do you understand that? Spring break!
Hey guys, it is Tristan with Nerdette's NewsStand, and I want to talk about a phenomenon kind of that happened, I would say, about 20 years ago. And I actually have two very silly things to blame it on. First, I'm going to blame it on Avril Lavigne. Yes, old name from the past. Secondly, I'm going to blame it on feminism. Now, the phenomenon that I'm talking about is the girls that go, I'm not like the other girls. It's a whole nother thing to be like somebody else, but they are not, just simply are not. I am not like the other girls. Now, you will see this from time to time, whether it's anime. Oh, I don't go out to the club and party. I stay home and watch anime. Or, I'm not like the other girls. I don't get a salad. I get a steak. These girls exist. And they've existed for quite some time. And that's, first off, I'll explain why I'm blaming the two that I am. And then give my logical conclusion for it, because I was one of those girls. So, first off, when I say Avril Lavigne, I know it's an old name, but she started that whole, skater girl trend. And, she was always that, whiny, just whiny, completely irritating voice that had all this sad music in it. It was really the first goth girl, emo girl that was mainstream, at least when I was in high school. Now, the other reason I blame feminism is a little deeper, and that's simply because as a female, when you're going through high school, you're told, because of these things that are in place, you have to do this. You have to be a career woman. You have to be independent. You have to do these things. You can't want a family. You can't want to grow up to be 30, 40 years ago. You could grow up to want to be a mom. You could grow up to want to be a wife. You could grow up to want to be those things, and it was perfectly acceptable. But now it's not. So there is a reach for independence when it comes to that I'm not like the other girl phenomenon. Now, we all did those, most of us did those when we were in high school. You write a letter to yourself in 5 years. What do you want to accomplish in 5 years? I think it's smarter, at least for myself, it would be smarter for me to be able to talk to myself now that I'm older, because it was always, for me, a reach for acceptance or independence. Now, when these girls come out and they're like, I'm not like the other girls, I'm this, they're missing something emotionally. They're not obviously there together 100% okay with themselves, and that's okay. It takes a long time. It took me 30 years to get there. And not only that, but they're reaching really hard for independence, because everybody's a little bit unique, but nobody is truly independent. We are all social beings. And right now in society, we really do give people that speak the loudest, they seem to have the most value. So whether it is someone like myself who's very quiet and kind of keeps to myself, compared to a female that will walk in the room and be charismatic and charming and those kind of things, they generally are, placed upon with more value. And I think these girls that go with this, I'm not like the other girl, are intentionally placing adversity upon themselves to be contrarian. Now, when you're younger, I would say, even with myself, it was kind of everybody, kind of disagreed to disagree. I went through a phase, I think I was a freshman in high school, I was a cheerleader, and it wasn't for me. I tried to be accepted. So, sophomore years, I joined drama, and that was the way to go for me. That was something I really, really loved. I loved the art of acting and singing. Now, I also went through those weird years where I look back now and I'm like, my God, I was so cringy. I would listen to really bad music on purpose just to piss my parents off, just to piss people off. I would listen to Murder Dolls. My God, what was wrong with me? I remember telling my mom when I was 16 years old that Slipknot sounded the exact same as Creed, so I could sneak off with my boyfriend to a concert. It didn't actually work out, but at that age, we're all kind of like that. we all kind of refuse the mainstream. The problem in it isn't when you're that age. You're discovering yourself at that age. And if I could talk to myself at that age, I think I would choke myself. But when you're refusing the mainstream even older, you kind of are doing it to yourself. And unfortunately, when you get that contrarianism, right, you have to think just completely opposite of everybody else. And the more isolated you become, the more adversity you're going to face. People are generally not nice to people that are different than them. Now, I know there's exceptions to every rule, but on a general thing, you're more accepting of somebody that is the same as you. And when you have, say, niche habits or music, or you kind of have an introverted personality, it's a lot harder for somebody to socially accept you. So I think this comes from, a long line of being told you have to do this, you have to do that, and women rebelling against the mainstream. Now, what I think the most important thing is self-acceptance, obviously, to be genuine to yourself. And the more you actually are open with who you really are as a female, you can kind of grow to be that unique person. Because let's be real, there's only so much things out there to make you, unique into yourself. So the more, genuine of a person you are, the more true you are to yourself. That shows a lot of self-acceptance. And right now in our society, self-acceptance, self-esteem, those kind of things are really, really rare. They are. People put, value on things like, beauty or, simply being charismatic over self-acceptance. And I think that's kind of a shame. But the more you feel isolated, and when you're able to live with yourself in that isolation, is when you can kind of truly be accepted. And like I said earlier, it took me 30 years to be able to live with myself. That's a long time. And if I would have known the things I know now that I knew at 16, 17, 18, I could have been able to kind of look, just like what you like. Just do what you do, because that makes you unique. Liking some cringy music isn't going to make you unique. It's just going to make you annoying. Like, really. Tristan, at 16, you were fucking annoying. Anyways, I digress. But, we have to kind of hold everyone to the same standards, regardless of this phenomenon that's going on. No matter what, at the end of the day, the most important thing should be honesty and integrity. And part of truly accepting yourself as a female is being honest and integral, is being able to, whether it's comic books or makeup, it doesn't matter. I like both. That's okay. People are really, really hard to kind of pick out what you like. So I have a really hard time getting along with 90% of people. If you've been at this channel for any length of time, you notice I really, really clash with personalities because I hold everyone to the same standard. So if you are saying person A should be nice to, customers, because I generally talk about comic books, then person B that you're friends with needs to have that example, or you're being hypocritical. Now, if I'm going to hold you the same standards as, person A, you need to show me that you're worth it, that you're worth my time, because I could be playing a game. I could be doing something better than listening to what you have to say. But when you, get to that stage of hypocrisy is when I kind of check out. And that's what I mean by integral. Oh boy, this got really off rant. But I'm just saying, integrity goes a long way, and there's not a lot of people left anymore with a whole lot of it. And it's hard to find people that there is. So myself, I don't get along with people simply because like I said, I hold everyone to the same standard. But when you do that, it gets to be a problem because people want freebies. People want this. And yes, we're all human. We all make mistakes. But at the same time, you can't preach about something if you don't practice it. And there for a long time, I was, even with this channel, a little clickbaity. I would say, I would, kind of be a little bit, I hate to even say anything, but being very petty about stuff, having videos about people that don't matter and that aren't worth my time. And unfortunately, it took me a really long time to realize that. And as part of that, it kind of went through that whole I'm not like the other girls phenomenon. Because you know what I am? I'm just like every single one of them. But we are all unique. Every single one of us. Wow, that got really ranty. I apologize. But I'm just saying this phenomenon has arose in the past 20 years, and I truly do think most of it is simply seeking some sort of independence in a post-feminist world where we are all told, we have to be a cookie cutter type way. Feminists don't accept lifers. They don't accept these things. And this phenomenon has since arose, like I said, but I think a lot of it, is just acceptance and emotional validation. I really do. We need to get to a point, and unfortunately, we're not there yet as a society where we can all just deem each other as humans and kind of accept each other's qualities, quirks, and stuff like that. But when you truly are unique, when you truly have these different features, you're going to put certain adversity upon yourself. Just finding that friend. And trust me, it's super fucking annoying when you don't get along with anybody. But then again, I wouldn't change who I was for anything like I did years ago, because it's just not who I was. I am going to talk to you in a filterless way. I am going to hold you to certain standards, and that's just how I am. But it sucks in a way, and it's good in a way. So anyways, I just wanted to give my, kind of 2 cents on this whole phenomenon that has arose, because we have all heard the saying, I'm not like the other girls, when you truly are the same. Let me know what you guys think, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.